Hey guys, what's going on? Andy Elliott. Guys, today's podcast is going to be life-changing. By the way, if you're out there right now, and I'm going to tell you this, I say this all the time, and you're maybe going through something, I wear a hat, and I was telling them, I was like, I'm going to give these guys this hat. It's called the Comeback Kid.
Yep.
And it's like, I believe in people, which is why we've blown up like crazy, because I believe in people. And I believe that when somebody decides to make a change, everything can change. And this whole entire podcast today is about what's possible. Now, I've got this stud right here. His name's Baker, okay? Mr. Baker over here literally sold his TV, okay? And you can go into the story, but to buy a $299 course that I had for car sales.
Yep.
And by the way, he wasn't in car sales. He got into car sales. And number one, he broke the company record. He did some crazy stuff. He makes a lot of money. He did what no one believed was ever possible, including people that were professionals in the field. And they've got a really cool story together. And I'm here with one of my top coaches, Ian Macklin, part of the Elliott Army. He's one of my right-hand guys that's with me everywhere I go, started the company with us. Today's about them telling their story. And I want to start with you because then it goes from you to him. And love you, bro. Proud of you. Proud of you. We're going to change a lot of people's lives right now. And I'm telling you, your story deserves to be told. It's amazing. I'm going to let you let it rip.
All right, thank you. So pretty much my name's Corey Baker, and I got into the business around August of 2022. And I got in because I failed out of insurance and just had a lot of personal things going on. Well, I come into the car industry because I had a friend that actually was in the car industry. And he was like, "You're the hardest working guy I've ever met. I just think you'll do well." I come in, the dealership I did start with, there was really no true guidance. I had a couple of managers that really cared, but I didn't really have any guidance. And everybody around me was kind of like, they were telling me how much of a moron I was for joining the car industry, just because the bad reputations and the not making money part. So pretty much about 2 months in, I'm going broke. In October, my paycheck was $200. My wife literally calls me and goes, "Is that our paycheck?"
Yeah.
And so it got hysterically bad. We had a credit card company suing us for $40,000. It's embarrassing to say that, but
it's not embarrassing. This is real life. I want you to lay it all out there. How
totally.
bad was it?
Yeah,
Totally.
It was.
Because I want people to know what's.
And you got 4 kids, so that's
four kids, a wife. She really believed in me. Nobody else really did. And so we had creditors trying to sue us, credit score down the tank, repo status for the vehicles. Literally, once we got that paycheck, our gas got cut off, and I would come home from work not selling cars, making over 200 phone calls a day, doing all I actually could do to sell a car, but just no real guidance. I come home and she's boiling water so our kids could have a warm bath. She was a true trooper through all this.
Wow.
Well, then one day I come across Andy, somebody referred me to him, and so I called the wife and said, "We need to sell our TVs." She's like, "For what?" And pretty much that money was to be able to buy the 0 to 100K course. Taking that course with the 2.5 months of extreme work ethic I put into trying to sell a car, it funneled me into exactly what I needed to do. In that first month, I made $8,800, and it pretty much got me back on my feet. It didn't, solve all my problems. It just got me back on my feet. And then for some reason, I really just believed in Andy Elliott. I just, once that happened especially, I was like, this is the guy. I don't care what people say about him, anything. He changed my life in that moment because I believed it. Google said you made $50,000 a year if you're good at selling cars. You had friends and family just did not believe in me at all. If I sound like I'm getting a little emotional, because it's
hard.
A time in my life where you just didn't know. And so I followed that path. The next month, 10K, and I never looked back. 2023 hits. I win salesperson month 7 months in a row, and then I pretty much get to the point where I'm getting extremely sick, come back, and in a week and a half, I outsell the whole dealership and win salesperson month again. I end up winning salesperson of the year. My first full year is 2023. Once I won salesperson of the year, I look at all the numbers. I sold over 100 cars more than the second place person, and I'll be honest, I made over $150,000, and second place person made less than 50. That's when I knew it's not the car business, it's the person in the car business.
Tell them about your studying, driving back and forth to work and stuff.
And so
how much studying you did when you got there.
The dealership I was working at the time was an hour away. I woke up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I would drive an hour to work. I would study on the way, listen to his podcast. I would get there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would study until about 7:30, then do my lot walk, write down my inventory, everything, boom. Work all day till 7, 8 o'clock. If I didn't have a customer, I was cold calling until they kicked me out. Once that ended, I'd come back, study on the way back home. I would crawl into bed. My wife would literally bring me food, and I would study Andy Elliott until I fell asleep. There were mornings where I was going to work and puking. I would have to pull over on the side of the road and puke. I was so exhausted, but I had to make this work. 7 straight months, I didn't take a lunch break. I didn't take an off day, nothing. I didn't go home early. I didn't get in late. There's just no excuse. I had to make it happen. When all that happened, when I won Salesperson of the Year, Ian Macklin, he found my content on Facebook, reached out to me. I got a video from Andy Elliott. I was like a kid in a candy store. That was probably first day in the car business where I could not work. I was just so pumped up because the guy, like, people talk about how they look up to people and they change their lives. When you are in that hole and you're like, there's no way. And everybody else around you is telling you there's no way. And then Google's telling you there's no way. And the people you work with are telling you there's no way. And then this guy's saying crazy things, right? But those crazy things were real. And so, he sent me that video. I posted on Facebook. And Facebook's just been insane. It popped off. It did amazing. And then me and Ian started studying together. He started pointing me in the right direction on bigger and better things, on how to get even more better. I'm a sponge. I'm never, trying to, think I'm too good. I'm always trying to get better. Then a dealership where I'm from, which is in Prattville, Alabama, Long Lewis, they recruit me essentially. And I come over to Long Lewis in 2024. And what happens is my first month, not really plugged into the systems, no leads, no nothing. Just from Facebook, I sell 25 cars.
Come on, let's go, baby. Hey, I thought you were a little
Yeah.
crazy at that point in time, too, because I just watched my boy win Salesperson of the Year, and a lot of people, what they do is they like jump ship or they go different places in the car business, and they start going, and I'm like telling you, I'm like, dude, you got to make sure you're focused on what you're like, I got it, I'm selling 50, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, dude, this guy's crazy enough, he's going to go do it, but I love that. Keep going.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the podcast. As you're watching this, man, pretty cool story, right? By the way, this is your story, you're next. I changed their life, I will change yours. You see the number below? Shoot me a text message. Just say, hey Andy, I saw the podcast, I'm ready to go to the next level. I'll reach out to you in the next 24 hours. I love you guys. Text the number, let's get back to the video.
Yeah, so in my first month I did that, and it was just from Facebook. And it wasn't even Facebook Marketplace, it was just the people who followed my content.
Yep.
And so once I sell 25, of course, this guy right here has been the top guy there for years. He's been there for 5 years. And we don't really talk that first month, kind of feeling each other out. He comes up to me the second month, what are you doing? And so I was like, I respect everything Long Lewis has, and it's awesome. And they're not wrong for anything they're doing. But this is the guy I follow. This is what he teaches. And he was like, well, I kind of heard about him here and there. So we kind of put our heads together. And I'm like, I'm going to sell 50 cars. Third month there, I sell 55 cars. The all-time record at that dealership was 43 cars. It'd been the record for 25 years, right? So I broke it my third month there, and he sells like 40-something, which is insane record, but I just
They were
happened
both
to sell.
broken one month.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
25 plus year record.
That's awesome.
And then that following month, we have 5 dealerships in our auto group. The 109-year record was 63.
Yep.
And that was during COVID.
Yeah.
And I sold 65, he sold 60.
Yeah.
And
Come on, boys.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
The
Come on,
comparison,
boys.
Like, it was so different because when he broke the record, when we broke the record, and
So beautiful.
and they came down, the big dogs came down. I was like, hey, we're gonna go to
Yeah,
this
didn't they
nice
send y'all the
restaurant.
jet down?
Yeah, the
Man,
owner of the
that-
company.
that was-
yeah.
They
We'll
sent
talk
y'all the
about
jet.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute,
Yeah.
but they
You
came
got to
down.
send somebody the jet down when they both
Yeah.
breaking
Yeah.
those records and,
They're like, we just wanna do
kicking the
something.
masses,
But I was like, this is way different than what the last guy did because we were retail ordering a lot of cars. So this dude already had 30 deals lined up to go. All he had to do was sell another 30 cars. So that's how he realistically sold 62 vehicles. Was like, compared to
Yeah,
what
you
we're
have-
doing
you have
right
orders.
now.
They were
Yeah.
ordered, yeah.
Yeah.
It
They
was
would
it was
show
set
up.
up.
Yeah.
It was everything was right
Yeah.
during that guy to break
Yeah.
that record at COVID. But you guys did it by the plan.
I never worked in COVID, so the thing from what I heard is that he showed up on Monday. There were 20 Mavericks there. Boom, 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 boom.
That's the way it works.
And so no knock on him, but that's just the part of the game. And
just
so
different.
from us, like out of my 65 cars, 59 were from Facebook.
Yep. You know what I like about you
and so
guys
it's-
is you guys are actually really good people too. Like there's
Yeah, you
top
are.
performers that aren't good people, or
Yeah.
they just only want to win by themselves. When I saw you guys pushing each other, I didn't understand the dynamic on Facebook because I follow you guys. So I'm like, well, I know you, but I don't know him. And then I keep seeing you post congratulations to him. I keep seeing you build him up. And then I started understanding that like you guys are motivating each other, pushing each other, working together. And I love that because like any place that I've ever been as a top performer, I've always wanted other people to win. And it pisses me off more than anything when other people don't want to win because then I'm like, come on, man, I swear you can do it. So to see you guys like pushing each other is really great. The next thing I think I like about you guys the most is you guys have inspired your community like no other. Like something I've never seen, and I worked really hard. A part of my Facebook strategy was, you know, charities, local businesses, like all the things that you guys have heard me talk about. I watched what you guys did, and you guys were doing all of that, but at an even higher level. Like y'all have an engagement on your Facebook that is truly incredible, and you guys have created raving fans that are out there. Like it's like you guys got 100 salespeople out there that are just fighting for you guys because they believe in you guys, because you guys are really good people and you're doing the right things. You're not selling with, you know, bad integrity or anything like that. You guys are really doing it the right way.
And that's the core of all of this. Is like you have to have the work ethic, dedication. You have to have that, you know, unwavering belief. You know that, you know, just kind of, you know, that crazy mindset of I will not be stopped. But one thing Andy did say, like back when I first started, that really clicked with me, was the moment you care more about the customer than yourself, that's when you'll start doing it.
100%.
And so it went from a selfish me, how do I fix this, to, well, how many people can I help out and how can I best help them? And the reason why that works in so many different ways is because, one, it pulls the stress off of yourself. Two, you study ways to help the customer, their experience, and what's best for them. That's like a good salesperson isn't they force you into something horrible. A good salesperson is you are educating the customer on where to go and what they need to do and what's best for them. You're selling a need. Not everybody can buy what they want.
And that's
So-
what helped me. That's what really helped me take me to a new level. Was like, okay, I'm the doctor. You
Yep.
know, so let me take control.
Yep.
And when we say take control, it's not
It's a
let me
situation.
just throw you around. It's hey, let me really listen. Stop worrying about selling a car, and then just say, okay, this is what you need. This is what you may want.
And
So
learning those
that's
things.
what really helped me big time.
And we put our heads together. And the funny part is we live in society, and I believe ever since I've been in the car business, where people are very jealous of success. And even when you're trying to help each other out, it's like they have something bad to say behind your back. The funny thing is when I started sharing his content and boosting him up, people are like, that's your competition. What do you do? And you know, your people on your Facebook is going to go buy from him. And it's like, you just can't have that mindset.
Yeah,
That's that scarcity.
You gotta have
mindset.
that
Yeah.
abundant
If they
thinking.
do, like we're still winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
You know, who
Yeah.
cares? Like, if
But
you're gonna sell
that's
60
why
plus
you guys are
cars,
winning though, because again, like Ian's talking about, the abundance mindset
Totally.
doesn't think that way.
Yeah.
Like that's a limited mindset. And dude, that's the trash can mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And an alpha producer, a good leader, let's say a leader, right? Always crushes the bar and builds his team up while they're doing it.
Yep.
You don't see that anymore.
Yep.
And you
Yeah,
guys
you
are a
don't.
really good example. Like everybody, there'd be thousands of people that are going to do life differently today because of you guys. And again, I've been telling them, and we hear stories like y'all's all the time.
Yep.
I mean, thousands of them. And honestly, we don't do a good enough job displaying all of them because we're just so busy. There's so much going on. And, you know, with you guys being here in this event this weekend, we're sitting here talking to you guys. Number one, like, you know, top guy going higher. Number two, you know, you being in the worst position of your life. No one believing in you. People saying, hey, why are you in that industry? You know, everybody's second guessing you. You know, you maybe even be doubting yourself. And all of a sudden, dude, you just start plugging into some new information. You know, a new way of thinking, a new belief, a new identity. Really, truly, you have a new identity. Like you believe you're a different person. And what happened? You freaking are crushing it.
Totally.
Human beings are resilient.
I love that, dude. And he, you know, I think a lot of times in sales training, we're talking a lot about like how to sell more, but really like Andy, if you actually study his content, he's talking about taking the pressure out of the deal, right? And when you do that and you treat customers so well, like I'm talking about
beyond what they've ever seen, beyond their expectation. When they leave that place, they want to tell everybody about you. They want to fight your battles on Facebook. They want to show up for you. They want to love you. They never want to forget you. That's what building a brand is. Building a brand is building a reputation in the marketplace. And you guys have done a good job. And a lot of the times, you know, since we're really intense guys, they're like, that can't work with customers. I'm like, dude, listen, if you watch me and Andy with a customer, that's how we sell. Remember when we were down selling at Xander's store in Cactus Auto? Andy sold 2 cars in the first hour. Pissed me off, kind of like you guys. I'm like, I'm going to, because we actually, we went down to a dealer and we sold next to each other. We just did it for fun, right? But you saw how he was just like, they had all these questions, right? And normal salespeople would bark at him and tell him what to do and all this stuff. And we're like, walking them through it, coaching them, helping them, showing them love, you know, and then Andy gets a referral later that day from that same customer in the same day, right? And so I'm looking around, I'm like, dude, I got to get my A game going. I got to get my customer service going. I got to get my love going for these customers, because if you do that, like a lot of these salespeople are out here just doing it totally wrong. They're out here thinking like just the word tracks are going to solve something, right? It's who you become. You became a different person, which helped him become a different person, which then helped the way that customers viewed you become a different person, which then the market, Facebook, all of this stuff interpreted you as a different person. And then they saw that you were just like them. Like, you guys are really good at also not just putting all your wins out on Facebook, but you put your struggles. People are able to relate with you guys. Like, you're not just branding saying, I'm a car salesman, I'm selling 65 cars. You're like, hey, I'm part of the community. Here's how I'm doing it. I'm doing it different than ever. And I really feel like, you know, you said this the other day. You said instead of training it, you got to live it. And what we live it is, like, if you come into our facility here at the Lions Den, how did you feel when you walked in?
Oh, like family.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody's hugging you, loving you. They all know your name. And that's how we treat people, right? When you came into a car dealership, when I'm telling salespeople and I'm yelling over Zoom and I'm like, you can do this, I swear to God. And he's like, I swear he did it. And it almost feels like we're selling them, because we want to sell them on like, bro, it's not just the word track, it's how you believe in the words that you say, like Andy says every day. But some of you, even watching this podcast, you're not living it, man. You gotta live it. You can't just train it. You gotta train it, and then you gotta live it. Then you gotta become it. And then the customers will love you, and you'll see it, and you'll build a life.
Yeah,
and
and
not just a job.
It's cool to prove, or it's cool to become living proof.
Yeah.
You guys are living proof.
Yeah, it's
and,
so
and you're
cool.
going to continue to do it. But it's cool to become living proof that you can come back from anything. And it's cool to be living proof that you can do something that everyone said wasn't possible. Ian's talking about, me and him went into a dealership.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
We should do that again, dude.
I know we should, dude. Listen,
because we didn't even really have a media team at the time, and so like we tried to have a guy record it for us, and so we got these like clips.
Yeah.
But I wanted them to see like Andy's word tracks, because people are like, you guys can't sell cars.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that would never
dude,
work.
come on, bro.
Listen, well, they say like it would never work. So
Right.
we have a buddy of ours. He owns a car dealership.
Yeah.
It's a smaller car dealership.
Right.
And you know, so we have all these stores, right? Big ones, small ones,
Yeah.
independents, franchises.
Yeah.
We have a buddy that has a little store.
Little.
They've never sold more than about 60 cars in a month.
Yeah.
So it's a very small little store.
store.
You know, there's little stores
Yeah,
that
little
exist.
store. Yep.
This is crazy. What do we sell? 26 cars?
26 cars. 26 cars on
one
26 cars
day.
on a Saturday.
Yo, listen.
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't even have the infrastructure. We had deals piled out the door.
I'm not even
bro,
joking.
crazy.
Listen, so again, like what you guys
There's one
did,
finance guy.
Yeah,
You
there's
know what I
one
mean? So you can
finance guy.
imagine what he would look like the whole
This
day.
guy's blown his head
Yeah.
off.
Oh, he was
So-
just.
So the owner calls us and he goes, hey, how much would I have to pay you to come down for one day on a Saturday? And I'm like, dude, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Like that I mean, like I'm number one. Like I love you, but we can't do that. And Ian's like, what if we did? What if we went down, right? And we went back to like when we did it. And I'm like, man, you know, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
And so me, Big Rai, the big guy on our team, Jacob Hagerman, him, his brother.
Yeah.
We got like 5 or 6 of
Yeah.
us, right?
Yep.
We're like, all right, screw it, we're gonna do it. So this guy's like, all right, I'm gonna wire you over X amount of money. I just want you to come in. I know you would never do this for anyone else, but we want you to do it.
Yeah.
And we love our customers, right? And his team, again, we're telling them what's possible. If we were to say you could sell 25 cars on a Saturday, well, they sell 60 cars in 1 month. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And we said, all right, here's the deal. We'll come down. We're going to come down. and we're gonna have fun. That was first and foremost. We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna close everyone.
Yep.
But
The
we want to get
atmosphere,
on the phones.
everything.
We want to create the music. We want to change the whole
We
atmosphere.
want to call
of
the
place.
leads. We want to call
Yeah,
everybody.
we want to take the calls.
We
call
showed
the
up an
leads.
hour early. We're setting our own
Yeah,
appointments.
I
with
had to walk
leads.
the inventory.
Yeah,
kinda,
we're walking the
you know, 'cause
inventory.
You kind of see
you know.
what's out there.
Yeah.
Got an
What
inventory
banks.
sheet. You know,
Yep.
what banks to use. Check everything out. We go out, dude. We were done by 6 o'clock. Right? It wasn't like we stayed till 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
By 6 o'clock, we delivered the 26th deal. The owner's like, I don't know what's going on. Here's the crazy thing, but I want to tell you guys something. This is cool. He delivered 150 cars last month. That day, a new owner was built.
Yeah.
He saw, like, he's like, whoa, wait a minute. We're not a 60-car store. We're a 100-car store.
So he started acting like it.
Yeah, so they tripled, like last month, and they did like 150 car sales. It just took someone to come in to show that it was possible.
And that's the
And
biggest
we're
thing.
so proud of you guys for that.
And so,
It's like telling a blind person the color is green. They're like, no, I can't see it. And then they see it and they're like, oh my gosh. Like anything can be possible. Like I truly believe it. You guys did do something that most people don't do, because I try to teach car salesmen all the time that they can sell 60 in any market. By the way, the market that they're in, there's how many people in the town?
when I was at Tallahassee, it was like less than 2,000
So
people.
2,000 people in the town, smaller town.
Yeah, let's slay
So-
some dragons, because you're going to have people say, well, yeah, they're probably
Yeah,
in Houston,
they're not in a
Texas.
big market.
No,
They're not in
They're
a.
probably in Phoenix,
They're in
Arizona.
Alabama, dude. So listen, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter the market that you're in.
Yes.
They became entrepreneurs in the business. The entrepreneurs that started backing into how things work, man. Like evaluating the way that they treated customers, their customer service experience, evaluating the way that they spoke about their brand, the way that they created community engagement, the way that they created leads. You know, you said as we were starting this, what did you say about our Facebook strategy that Andy was teaching? Like how you did that part?
So pretty much.
Yeah, I want to say this. This is super important. So, living and dying by the gate is a term used in the car business.
Totally.
Where you stand outside by the entrance
Right.
all day long until someone pulls in.
Yeah. The amateurs.
Or just waiting for an internet lead, right?
Right.
Which is someone, reaching out about a certain vehicle, and then you're going to go sell that. And then really, other than that, no one's really working.
Right.
And so we talk about self-generating your own business. Our
Right.
company was built, the Elliott Group, by self-generating our own
Yeah,
business.
we didn't have leads.
Yeah, we didn't have
We
leads.
created them.
By what we did in the car.
Me and you were marketing guys. Even when me and
Yeah.
you were selling cars, we may not even been the best salespeople. We were really good salespeople, but we were really good marketers.
Yeah, we generated our own
And you got to
business.
be in this market.
And we tell people that you can go and generate your own business.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, if someone walks in, they want to buy something, I'm like, oh my god,
That's
wow,
great.
this is
That's a bonus.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, a bonus. This is cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
everybody
that's
thinks
not
that's
gonna
the
get
one.
you
They're
to
like,
that,
"Oh, I got
that
the deal."
level. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so let's kind of finish out with how you are generating this much business.
Yeah.
And it's not the dealership handing you something. You're not
Yeah.
the house mouse in the store.
Yeah, so it's implementing everybody who's done it before. For me, it was really just Andy Elliott. I didn't really pick a lot of different brains when I was trying to get there. So essentially, what it was is I would get to work it wasn't even an hour, it was hours before we opened, and then I would go through and walk the lot, take notes of my inventory, Facebook stories, picture them up. I'm gonna have 4 Facebook posts for today.
You followed the training.
Yeah, 4 marketplace, and then I would go inside because the place I started at had a population of less than 2,000 people, and subprime area as well. So not only was it small population, but everything around it was subprime. So it was it was a struggle once you got a customer if you could even get the deal done. So then I would walk in and make about 250 phone calls a day. I know that math so well because it came out to about 2,000 calls a week, 2,500 a week, because you do have time making content and actually getting people. And it came to about 6,000 calls a month. People blown away because the second person was doing about 300 calls a month.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
well, the reason why people get
And eating
blown away is
cheeseburgers.
because you don't stop working.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a weird thing for people
absolutely,
now.
yeah. And so
To like, you mean you worked all day?
It's just
You
weird.
looked
Yeah.
for deals?
well, and
Yeah.
the thing is like I smoked cigarettes for 10 years, and I noticed it cost me 15 minutes per hour, which came out to 2.5 hours a day. I mean, I got that psychotic with it. I would do tally marks for my cold calls. I mean, it got so psychotic. And the thing is that I think where most people give up, well, I know, because you can, gas anything up and make it exciting, is they're doing a system that doesn't work at all, and they're selling a couple of cars. Then they implement the system that works, but they don't implement it long enough. They don't give it enough time. I did that for a couple months, and it took me 9 months before I sold my first car from Facebook, and that's 100 cars a month on Facebook, 100 cars a month on Marketplace. Craigslist, I didn't post too many because I couldn't really afford it, but that's 200 pieces of content per month, not including every congratulations that he tells you. I don't care how you make it happen. You take a picture with your customer, congratulations, tag them in it, get referrals, and then the cold call, 6,000 calls a month. That turned into what I have now.
Yeah.
This was like, people don't understand that
You
85,
planted the
90-hour
seed.
weeks.
You planted the seed, and then the tree grew. But a lot of people, they plant the seed and mow the tree down because the tree didn't work, and they didn't get the fruit from the tree, and they go plant another tree, and they plant another
Built
tree.
a business.
Absolutely. And so it was.
And stay consistent with the content. I say all the time on every Zoom call I'm on, dude, you got to stay consistent with the content. You got to tag the customer. He just said it. You got to do when somebody comments, you got to comment back and say thank you, and then send them a message and say, hey man, I appreciate your support. And the times that you do that, you invent something that's massive. Like you invent something that's
cool.
this, but it just takes time.
Everybody's trying to build Rome in one day, and so what happens is after 9 months of that, you know, when I was breaking records at my first dealership, it actually wasn't from Facebook. I was making over 100 pieces of content every single month, but it was the cold calls. I mean, we didn't get a lot of traffic. You'd be lucky if you saw 4 people a week. And you had those guys out there already hunting them, so you're kind of out of the game before it even started. So once that happened, and I was using his techniques to like improve my wordplay, word track, how to get people in for their trades, stuff like that, and to really benefit the customer. Once all those things started coming together, and I started making money, and I started getting ahead in life, and paid off my credit card debt, and doing all those things, and things started adding up and building and building and building. Then what happened is, the 250 phone calls, I didn't even have I couldn't physically do it anymore because I started getting too many customers. Also, that's when I started looking into analytics, best times to post. Everybody's too worried about stuff like that right off the rip. They're trying to build Rome in a day. It took me almost a year before I started sitting there. I was like, okay, what words does Facebook hate? What should I not put in my post? What should I do to drive more engagement? What should I do? What times? 8:15 a.m., 11:15 a.m., 1:30 p.m. Those things didn't matter. I was posting as much as I could throughout the day and making phone calls, and then when I got done, and my time block was so insane. It was in 3 hours, you know, in 50 minutes I would have to make 60 phone calls. If I didn't hit that, I'd get a punishment mark. If I got so many punishment marks, I didn't get lunch, or I didn't get an energy drink. Whatever you like, you took it away from yourself. And then if you did accomplish all that.
Only successful people, well, listen, crazy people become successful, you know, and I want to say something, and this, you guys will really like this, and I want you to always remember it, but greatness, which is what you guys are great. Greatness are found in the extremes. When you can get extreme and obsessed, you'll be great. And so these things, when you're saying, I did this, it was crazy. No, dude, that's actually called winning.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are winners.
Yep.
And people that win in anything are extreme and they're obsessed. And so when you're talking about these things, it's very normal what you're saying to us.
Yeah.
But to other people, like, I can't
oh my
believe
God,
that.
that's, yeah.
Well, you can't believe what? Like, that they didn't stop and play on Facebook and play games and hang out.
That's what's crazy like, for me, like just hearing his stories. I mean, I didn't have anybody to do all this with, you know, and just like his background, you know, he's just told me a lot and just really everything. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know if I could even have went through all that, you know. So like, I gained massive respect, you know, for you, because I'm like, you know, that made me want to be there for him more. Yeah. I'm like, bro, like, I need you, you need me. Like, let's just grab it and run.
We need to get crazy together.
Let's get freaking crazy.
I want to tell you something, and you'll love this too. Adversity is a terrible thing to let go to waste.
Yep.
Anytime you get adversity, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this count.
Yeah. And
like,
that's what changed my life, is like, when I started, you know, noticing 15 minutes an hour to smoke a cigarette turned into 2.5 hours a day, which cost me, you know, 75 phone calls, which cost me 5 appointments, which cost me 1 comment, and, you know, 2 to 3 people coming in, cost me 1 close, which cost me X amount of commission. That's when I was like, and my wife's boiling water at the house. I'm like, what am I doing?
I love that you put consequences on the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is
the
like,
punishment.
I didn't really have anything to reward myself.
Only psycho competitors
Yeah.
have a punishment.
And he would always say, I'm so obsessed, and I'm like, yeah, he is. You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, okay.
And you're thinking like, should I be around this guy or run?
And
And then you're like, no, wait a minute, I
I
need
like
to
it.
lean in because
Yeah.
it's scary.
Yeah.
Because people like this, and remember this, like you're learning some things here. The more successful that you're going to become, the more wealth you're going to create, the better your life's going to be, will only come by increasing your levels of accountability. And he makes you more accountable.
Way more.
And so you're naturally skilled, you're naturally talented. But because you're so talented, you don't have to be as accountable, and you can get away with stuff because you're better than a lot of people. But then this crazy ass son of a bitch comes along, and he may not even be as talented as you,
Yeah.
but he's accountable. And you're like, whoa.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if you should be my friend or not.
Yeah.
You know? And then you're like, wait a minute. He's sick in the head with this. I'm sick in the head with this. Us together, we're just running mates. You guys are running mates. You guys are
So much
swim
alike.
mates.
And that's the big thing is like when you combine hard work ethic with, and you just won't be denied. It was when I bought his program, it changed my life because I didn't take a lunch break for 7 months. But imagine waking up at 3:30 in the morning and not going to bed till midnight because you're trying to figure out this entire thing. Day 4, when you promise yourself, hey, 125 phone calls by 1 o'clock and 2 Facebook posts, where you don't get an energy drink, the energy drink looks really good. And I didn't. There was times where I messed around and I didn't get that energy drink, and that evening sucked. And then there would be another punishment. I would text my wife, hey, if I don't
Most
do
people are
this,
like, I'm still getting the drink.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
no,
the fact
I
that you're
didn't.
like, I don't get it,
Yeah.
see, that shit pisses you off.
And then I text my wife and say, hey, I failed this. If I failed that second half when I come home, you know, I have to fast. And I mean, and I would put myself through that on purpose because she's unfair. It's unfair to fail. It's more I'm failing her at that point. You know, I'm failing other people because I'm not selling a car. I'm not making money.
This is a beautiful story for
Absolutely.
any industry,
Absolutely.
for anybody,
The overcomer.
the overcomer. And, you know, I want to tell everybody, first of all, super important, use Instagram or Facebook.
Facebook.
Cool. Yeah, if you guys want to follow him on Facebook,
Corey Baker. It's Corey Baker.
Corey Baker on Facebook. And then what is yours?
Sean Smirnoff.
Sean Smirnoff, like the liquor.
The liquor,
Yep,
baby.
yep. And guys, listen, I know we've just given them so much to chew on. If you guys want to look them up on Facebook, that's amazing. So the question is, what excuse is there? And then who's next?
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm excited to see what's next.
Yep.
You know, we were just talking about, before this podcast came on, that this is just the beginning. You know, and they agreed. They're like, yeah, this is just the beginning. And you're like, what's that mean? It just means it's just the beginning. These guys are just starting to understand that the better they get with their skill and their talent, because skill is a very important part of the game. You're getting more skilled. You're becoming a better communicator. You're caring a lot. Your heart's getting bigger. And now you're getting a chip on your shoulder. You're like, wait a minute, now I'm the example. Now I can't let anybody down.
Yep.
And plus you're getting a taste of success. So
Absolutely.
you're not going to get comfortable. And you're not going to go backwards. So you're like, wait a minute, this is what's possible if I get better. This is what's possible if I, you know, if I'm around the right people, which what you guys did. You guys are around each other. And so it's just, there's so many lessons in this thing today. And
Totally.
I want to say the last thing is that he betted on himself. That's the most important thing. When your back's against the wall, when you bet against yourself, you always win. That's it. Okay. May everybody else not believe in you. Okay. But you can never stop believing in you. Doubt is a traitor. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to doubt you in this world, but you can never doubt yourself. You can never, ever not believe in you. And if you'll just do that, and you'll get around the right people, and then you'll plug into some new information, you'll be really surprised what can happen. And so these guys are really young. It's just the beginning of their journey. You know, Ian, I think this was a crazy good podcast. Crazy good. This was a mastermind on how to change your life. And you know what I'm really excited to see? In a year from now.
Yeah.
You know, when we do another one, and they can say, you know, we sold 117
I know.
cars last month.
Totally.
And it's like, what? And it's like, told you, you know, or maybe you guys are running a store and all of them are selling 60 cars.
Yep.
I don't
Make it happen.
know, nor do I care.
Yep.
I just know it's going to be great.
Totally.
That's it, man. And so, look, we love you guys. Any last message you want to give?
Yeah, there's one thing I took from Andy in the very beginning is it'll get worse and worse and worse before it gets better. It went from nobody believed in me except for my wife to my wife, Ashton Baker, my brother, Nicholas Baker, Brian Alstrom, my manager, Matthew Wingo, Ryan Ware. I mean, he's become my best friend in the whole world, to my parents, you know, I mean, but it wasn't like that in the beginning. It just, it doesn't work. Like Zach Thornburg, like these are people, you know, that, you know, I've met throughout the journey who have believed in me. River Barber, I mean, you know him. I mean, and they all, you know, they've helped support us. You know, you start finding people that are like-minded that want the best for you, but you have to prove it for so long before you even find those people.
That's right.
And then, and also you got to prove it so long before you change their mind. So it'll start bad, it'll get worse, it'll get worse, it'll get worse, and then eventually it gets better. It's a marathon, not a sprint, like you used to say.
Yeah, everybody
Great
will
message.
be laughing at you in the beginning, and then in the end, everybody wants to tell you how they knew you're always going to make it. I knew he was going to make it.
Isn't it crazy how it's the same for everybody?
I knew he was going to make it, man.
It's the same for
He
everybody.
always had it.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, they're like, I don't know what that kid's
Yeah.
doing, but he's in trouble again.
Totally.
And it's like, you know, anyways.
So true.
Yeah, love you guys. Again, adversity is a terrible thing to let go to waste.
Super
When
proud of you
something
guys.
is crappy. Yeah, man. Much love to you guys, dude. So cool. Change your life. That's it. Draw a line in the sand today.
Make a
If you're sick and
decision.
tired, being sick and tired.
They made
make
a decision.
Go all in. So I love you guys. Have a blessed day. Thank you guys for being here. We're getting ready for a big event this weekend. Kill it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, looks like you made it to the end of the video. You're the true 0.0001%ers. Look, I know 1%ers that can make it halfway through the video, but making it all the way through, you guys are the best. Now, here's what I'd like to do. Number one, I want to get closer to you. The fact that you made it all the way through the video, you're like, man, dude, I want to roll with this guy. Okay, so I need to connect with you. Down below, there's a description box on this YouTube video. There's a link. It says Coach with Me one-on-one. Okay? If you'll go and you'll enter your information, I'll reach out to you in the next 24 hours. You can tell me what you need help with, what your goals are, and we will crush it together. I would love to help you guys go to the next level in life. You can tell I'm changing my life really fast, and I know that you guys want the same thing. I'd love to go with you on that journey. So right now, if you'd like to partner with me, team with me, if you want me to help coach you and push you, everybody needs a coach, a higher level of accountability to go to the next level. Go to the description box below, click on the link, fill out your information. I'll talk to you in the next 24 hours. Let's kill it.